There's one famous story is there's two Talmidim of Rabbi Yisrael Misalant, Rabbi Yitzchak Blazer, and they were Kodesh Kodeshim, they were Malachim. And Rabbi Yisrael Misalant had several Talmidim. Rabbi Yitzchak Blazer was one of them that put together All Israel. And these two Talmidim that were holy people, as they got older and they worked on themselves their whole life, they said, listen, let's make a promise for each other. Whoever dies first comes back to the second that's still alive in a dream and tell the other what's going on up there, and if at least give this one that's left an opportunity to fix what the other one messed up once you find out what's going on over there. So that's the promise they made. Two tzaddikim that their whole life were working on themselves, learning Torah non-stop. That's the deal they made. Eventually one of them died, and almost a year passed, and finally came to the one that was left in a dream. I believe it was Rabbi Yitzchak Blazer that was still alive. And he said to him, why didn't you come to me earlier? Why did it take you a year to come to me? And what's going on over there? He says, the reason why I couldn't come to you is because for the last 11 months, I've been going through trial. They've been reviewing every single moment of my life for the last 11 months. You know what it means? That literally every second, what'd you do here? Oh, you said Baruch. What'd you do here? Atah. Okay, that's good. Oh, wait, when you said Atah, were you thinking Atah Hashem? Were you thinking Atah somebody else? What are you doing with Atah? Oh, the next moment, you were saying Hashem, but at the same time you were thinking about whether you bought groceries or not. And then you said, the wrong bracha. And then you did this. Every moment of my life, for 12 months, analyzing every single second. He says, so what goes on over there? He says, that I'm not allowed to tell you. I'm not allowed to tell you what's the omek adin, meaning the depth of judgment. All I can tell you is that they literally analyze every moment of your life. Every moment of your life, even the simple conversation between a husband and his wife, like, hey, honey, how are you? How come you use so many words? Why don't you just say, how are you? Why are you wasting words? Don't you realize that every human being has a limited amount of words? You're gifted a certain amount of words that you're going to spend in this life. You start talking nonsense, you're just killing yourself. That's what Gemara says. So, point being is that we don't understand or even have the capability of understanding what the depth of judgment is over there. But we do have quite a bit of knowledge that is relevant to us, that tells us more than enough of what we need to know, that we all need to do tshuva, we all need to work on ourselves each and every day, whether you're frum from birth, or you're a new Baal tshuva, or you're a convert, or whatever you are. Every single human being has to work on themselves and improve themselves as a human being daily. If they do that, their eventuality as well as their life here will be good. If they don't, neither their eventuality nor their life here will be good. Yes?
So I have two questions. One, does it count when you're texting or typing? Does that count, or when you're writing, does that count as you're using your words?
As far as using your words, meaning the lessons, the things that you're saying, no, I don't believe so. I believe it would, but it could count as bitul Torah, meaning that as far as the speaking, a person needs to know that they shouldn't speak for no reason without thinking about it, because their words actually create things. Every time you say a word, you don't see anything. You don't see anything, but you're actually creating that word. That word goes and starts floating around. So let's say, for example, you got upset, and you decided to use not such a good word. Not such a good word. All of us can think of at least one not such a good word. That word is created. That word keeps floating in the air. Floats and floats and floats and floats and floats. And one day it lands on some apple. And somebody takes that apple and eats it. And all of a sudden he says the same word. He sinned and you sinned. You caused them to do it. Every single word that you say is actually created. It has an impact on the world. May not be 5 seconds from now, it could be 5 years from now. But nonetheless, every one of your words is a creation, which is the reason why the sages say, don't waste your words. Don't just say things. If you're saying Torah, create as many words as you want. There's no limitation. If you're saying mundane things, do not waste your words because you're literally killing yourself. Now, when it comes to texting and writing and things of that nature, it's not creating the same way like speaking is, but you have to also consider what am I texting and what am I writing. If I'm writing, let's say, I don't know, some story between Mickey Mouse and Pluto, and Mickey was upset at Pluto because Pluto had an accident in the house, and then Mickey had to go get the paper towels, and the paper towels, he couldn't find them, so he had to go to the store, and that's what you're writing between you and your loved one, then it's a waste of life. It's a waste of life. But if you're writing chidushim, you're writing some new insights of the Torah, you're writing something that's intellectually stimulating, you're writing even a love letter to your wife, no problem. Love your wife is a good thing, fantastic, if it has meaning. But if it has something negative, if you're writing a love letter to your Goya girlfriend, then you have a serious problem. You understand? So that a person needs to simply evaluate every moment of their life. If you evaluate every moment of your life, it may seem like you'll go crazy, but trust me when I tell you, you'll start becoming clear. It's the opposite. It sounds overwhelming. It sounds like you'll go crazy, but it's the opposite. You'll actually become clearer. You'll see the world very differently than everybody around you. And when everybody else is fighting for solutions, you just see it like you guys ever see the movie The Matrix? You start seeing the world that way. Not literally with the numbers, but you start seeing clarity. You start seeing things, and it just fits. People ask you questions, you have the answer, even though you never heard the question before. The world simply fits. But that's assuming that you're calculating every minute, you're using your time wisely, you're learning Torah, you're fulfilling it, and so on and so forth. And that's one of the most amazing things that I first discovered from my Rav, where after 9 months of questions, I asked him all these questions, and one day I told him, how do you know all this stuff? He said, I don't. I'm like, what do you mean? I've asked you thousands of questions. You told me the page number, who wrote it, which book, what year. I mean, how do you know all this stuff by heart? He goes, I didn't know it. So how did you answer me with the page number and proof? He says, well, when you asked it, Hashem gave me the knowledge. It's called siyata dishmaya, assistance from heaven. I got special assistance from heaven to help you. Why? Hashem wants you to know. Why? We know today. Why? Because, Baruch Hashem, thousands and thousands of people are benefiting out of that knowledge today. Same concept here. You guys ask questions. Some questions I've heard before. Some questions I've asked myself. But some questions I've never asked, I've never heard, and I never even knew existed. Until you asked them, but Baruch Hashem, so far so good. We have answers.
B'Shem Hashem Na'aseh V'Natzliach, we're very excited to offer you the new Bezrat Hashem app 3.0. It's a newer, faster app, full of Torah, lots of Kedusha by the Shiurim that we do, myself, Rabbi Ephraim, Rav Chaim, where you'll have also newer features where you're able to use the app while you're using other applications on your phone. You'll be able to share the lectures directly from the app. You'll be able to donate online and support our Kiruv and our Torah work that we're doing. And the most exciting feature is that you'll be able to actually ask questions directly on the app and get answers from the rabbis directly from the app. This is something unprecedented, and Baruch Hashem will be able to offer it. Thank you again for all of your support. Check it out. Make sure you have the kosher Torah that will re-energize your neshama each and every single day. Kol tu b'chavatzlacha.